Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are going to discuss one of the most important concepts in Spring AOP:
Pointcut expressions.
Now we have already seen pointcut expressions in action over the last few videos. We wrote one to target the display message method. And we saw what happens when the expression does not match. The advice silently stops firing. But so far, we have been writing very specific hard-coded expressions, targeting one method in one class. In real applications, that is not practical. You do not want to write a separate pointcut for every single method. You want one expression that covers an entire service layer, an entire package, or a specific pattern of methods. And that is exactly what we are going to learn today. Before we jump into the expressions, let's make sure we have a crystal clear understanding of what a pointcut actually is. In Spring AOP, a pointcut is an expression that tells Spring where to apply your advice. In other words, it answers one simple question: which methods should be intercepted? Think of it like a filter. Your application has hundreds, maybe thousands, of methods. Controllers, services, repositories, utilities. Methods everywhere. But you do not want your logging advice running on every single one. You do not want your security check firing on every method. You want to be specific. You want control. That is exactly what a pointcut gives you. It filters through all the methods in your application and picks only the ones that match your expression. Now here is the key distinction, and this is very important. Advice defines what happens. Pointcut defines where it happens. At before what? Run this code before the method. At after what? Run this code after the method. At around what? Wrap around the method. But none of these know which method to apply to until you give them a pointcut. The pointcut is the targeting system. The advice is the action. Together, they form a complete AOP configuration. Now, Spring AOP supports several types of pointcut designators. These are the keywords you use at the beginning of a pointcut expression to tell Spring what kind of join point you want to match. Let's go through them.
First, execution.
Matches method execution. This is the most commonly used designator, and the most powerful.
Second, within.
Matches all methods within a specific type or package.
This.
Matches when the Spring proxy implements a given type. Next is target. The target pointcut designator matches when the target object implements a given type.
Next is args.
The args pointcut designator matches based on the method arguments. Next is at target. The at target pointcut designator matches when the target object's class has a specific annotation.
Next is at args.
The at args pointcut designator matches when the runtime arguments passed to the method have a specific annotation. Next is at within. The at within pointcut designator matches when the declaring class of the method has a specific annotation. Finally, we have at annotation. The at annotation pointcut designator matches when the method itself is annotated with a specific annotation. Now, I know this list looks overwhelming, but here is the honest truth. In real-world Spring Boot applications, execution alone covers 90% of all use cases. It is the most flexible, most powerful, and most widely used designator you will encounter. So over the next few videos, we are going to focus entirely on execution. We will learn the syntax in depth. We will understand the wildcards. And we will write real expressions that you can use directly in your projects. And here is the best part: once you truly master execution, the other designators will feel very natural, because they all follow similar patterns. So let's start with the most important one and go deep. Alright, let's focus on the most important pointcut designator.
Execution.
Execution is used to match method executions. It is the primary and most widely used pointcut designator in Spring AOP. Whenever you want to intercept a method, whether it is one specific method, all methods in a class, or all methods in an entire package, execution is the designator you use. Alright, look at the screen carefully. Here you can see the basic structure of an execution expression. Now, this might look complex at first. But let's break it down piece by piece, and it will start to make complete sense. Now, let's understand something important about the syntax you see on screen. You will notice that some parts have a question mark
after them.
That question mark has a very specific meaning. It means that part is optional. You can include it in your expression, or you can leave it out.
Both are valid.
The parts without a question mark are required. You must always include them. Without them, the expression is incomplete and will not work. Let's see which parts are optional and which are required. Only two things are truly required. Return type. You must always specify the return type. Every method returns something, even if it is void. So this is always required. Name pattern, params. You must always specify the method name along with the parameter pattern. Spring needs to know which method to target.
That is it.
Just these two.
Everything else. Modifiers? Optional.
Declaring type?
Optional. Throws? Optional.
Alright, let's go through each part of the execution expression one by one.
First, modifiers pattern.
This is the access modifier of the method, public, private, or protected.
And notice this part is optional.
In most real-world pointcut expressions, you will simply leave this out. Because Spring AOP can only intercept public methods through its proxy mechanism anyway. Remember, Spring AOP uses a proxy. And a proxy can only override and intercept public methods. Private and protected methods are called directly on the object. The proxy cannot intercept them. So in practice, you almost never need to specify the modifier. If you are using Spring AOP, you are already implicitly targeting public methods. Alright, look at the screen carefully. I have two expressions here, one with the modifier and one without. First expression, with public modifier. This will only intercept public methods inside demo service. If a method is private or protected, it will be ignored. Second expression, without modifier. When you omit the modifier, the expression technically matches methods regardless of their access level. But here is something important, and we will verify this in a demo. In theory, omitting the modifier means any access level could match. Public, protected, even package private. But in practice, because Spring AOP is proxy-based, it can only intercept public methods by default. However, there is one interesting exception. Protected methods can sometimes be intercepted, specifically when Spring uses cglib proxy. Alright, next part of the execution expression.
Return type pattern.
And this one is required.
You cannot skip it.
The return type pattern tells Spring, what return type should the matched method have?
Now, you have two options here. Option 1, specific return type.
You specify the exact return type you want to match. This is useful when you only want to intercept methods that return a specific type.
Option 2, wildcard star.
You use asterisk to match any return type, string, void, int, employee, everything. This is the most commonly used option in real applications. Because in most cases, you want to intercept methods regardless of what they return. This is very important. In almost every real-world pointcut you will ever write, you will use asterisk for the return type. It keeps your expression flexible and prevents it from breaking when return types change. One more important point, in my example, the modifier is already omitted.
Alright, next part. Declaring type pattern.
This is the class name part of the expression. It tells Spring which class or package should the matched method belong to. And notice, this part has a question mark.
So it is optional.
But in real applications, you will almost always include it. Because without it, your pointcut could match methods from any class in your entire application. That is usually not what you want. Now, this is where things get really interesting. Because the declaring type pattern supports wildcards. And that is what makes it so powerful. Alright, let's go through the declaring type pattern options one by one.
First option, specific class.
This is the most precise option. You provide the fully qualified class name, and Spring will only intercept methods from that exact class. This expression matches only methods inside demo service.
No other class. No other package.
Just demo service, and nothing else. This is useful when you want very targeted interception.
Alright, second option.
Any class in a specific package. Instead of targeting one specific class, we use the asterisk wildcard for the class name. This tells Spring, match methods from any class inside this package. Let's read this expression. com.gan.derpun.service, the specific package. Asterisk, any class inside that package. But, and this is very important, it matches only the service package. Not any subpackages inside it. If you have a class in com.gan.derpun.service.impl, this expression will not match it. Because impl is a subpackage, not the service package itself.
Alright, third option.
Any class in a package and all its subpackages. And this is where the double dot wildcard comes in. Notice the double dot after derpun, before the class name wildcard. That double dot is very powerful. It tells Spring, match any class in the derpun package and any class in any subpackage nested inside derpun. Alright, now let's talk about the name pattern and param pattern. These two are always written together, the method name followed by the parameters in brackets.
And both are required. You cannot skip them. Let's look at each one.
Alright, let's focus on the name pattern specifically. The name pattern defines which methods should be matched by name. And Spring AOP gives you a lot of flexibility here. You are not limited to targeting one specific method. You can use patterns and wildcards to target groups of methods based on their names. Let's go through the options.
Alright, look at the screen. Option 1, exact method name. This is the most precise option. You are specifying the exact name of the method you want to intercept. Spring will look for a method named exactly. If the method is named anything else, this pointcut will not match. It will silently skip it. This is useful when you want to apply advice to one specific method and nothing else. You know exactly which method you want, and you do not want anything else accidentally matched. But the trade-off is clear.
The moment someone renames that method, your pointcut breaks. Silently. So use exact method name matching when you have a very specific reason. And always consider whether a pattern would serve you better.
Alright, option 2.
Wildcard asterisk for any method. See the asterisk where the method name would be? That single asterisk means, match any method. Every single method inside demo service will be intercepted.
No exceptions.
This is very useful when you want to apply advice to an entire class, for example, logging every method call in a service class. You write one pointcut, and every current and future method in that class is automatically covered. This is very important. Future methods are covered too. If someone adds a new method to demo service tomorrow, this pointcut will automatically intercept it.
No changes needed.
That is the power of the asterisk wildcard for method names.
Alright, option 3. Prefix pattern.
This is one of the most useful patterns in real-world AOP. A prefix pattern uses asterisk after a word, to match any method whose name starts with that word. The get asterisk here means, intercept any method whose name starts with get. Whatever comes after get, Spring does not care. As long as the method name begins with get, it matches.
Alright, option 4. Suffix pattern.
A suffix pattern uses asterisk before a word, to match any method whose name ends with that word. Alright, now let's talk about the final required part of the execution expression.
Param pattern.
The param pattern defines what parameters the matched method should have. It goes inside the brackets, after the method name. And you have multiple options. Alright, look at the screen carefully. Let's go through every param pattern option one by one. Empty brackets means, match only methods that take no arguments at all. 0 parameters. If the method has even one parameter, it does not match. A single asterisk inside the brackets means, match methods that take exactly one parameter of any type. The type does not matter. But there must be exactly one. Double dot means, match methods with any number of parameters of any type. 0 parameters, 1 parameter, 10 parameters, all matched. This is the most flexible and most commonly used option. Specifying string means, match methods that take exactly one string parameter.
No more. No less.
Match methods that take exactly a string followed by an int.
Exact order. Exact types. Both required. Combination, string and double dot. This is very powerful.
It means, match methods that take a string as the first parameter, followed by any number of additional parameters of any type. Alright, and the last part of the execution expression.
Throws pattern. And notice this part is optional.
In fact, it is the least commonly used part of the entire expression. The throws pattern allows you to match methods based on the exception types they are declared to throw. Alright, look at the screen carefully. We have this expression. Now, look at the three methods in demo service. Which one does this pointcut match? Only readFile.
Why?
Because readFile is the only method that declares throws IO exception in its signature. That is an exact match.
ProcessData does not match.
Because it declares throws SQL exception, not IO exception. getUser does not match. Because it does not declare any exception at all. This is very important. The throws pattern matches based on the declared exception type, not what the method actually throws at runtime. It must be explicitly declared in the method signature.
So, very precise.
Very specific. And as I mentioned, rarely needed in real projects. Now, you are not limited to matching just one exception type. You can specify multiple exception types in the throws pattern. This expression matches any method in demo service that declares both throws IO exception and throws SQL exception in its signature. And that brings us to the end of this video. Today we covered the execution pointcut expression in complete detail. We went through every single part. This is the foundation of everything in Spring AOP. Master the execution expression, and you can target any method in any class in any package, with precision and confidence. In the next video, we are going to write real pointcut expressions and see them working live in code. If this video helped you, please like it. Got questions? Drop them in the comments below. I read every single one. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an upload. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.